Dear parents, first off, let me start by saying sorry my letter isn't too great. I don't have a lot of experience in this area. I'll just start off with the first week. I was so nervous when we got off the bus. The drill sergeant started giving us a countdown, telling us we had 30 seconds to get our asses off the bus. And he didn't stop cursing. They made us line up with our eyes forward, mouths closed, and bodies still. I tried to remain calm because I had already mentally prepared myself for our rude welcome. And it just got worse from there. It didn't matter where we were standing, in rocks or concrete, we still had to drop and do push-ups. They would make us hold the positions for a really long time. And they would say up, and then wait a while, and then say down. Some girls were already starting to burst into tears, but I knew that was nothing to what was ahead of us. And Mom, I know you'll be acting all emotional and teary-eyed when you get this, but cheer up. It shouldn't be too long before I get to use the phone again. Love, LaVena. To my parents, I got your letter and package yesterday. Thanks so much. I've pretty much settled in. And Dad, it's funny that you call me Trooper, since I've been called that a few times since processing. The first thing they called us was female warriors, and then just females. And now it's mainly soul because we're half soldiers. And you should see the PX. It's amazing. But they give you this list of all these things you have to buy, and then they give you a card with only $300 on it. I don't know why I bothered to pack a bag, because I had to throw almost everything away. Now, I don't want to be a burden, but I wanted to ask if you could send me a few things. I need soap, because they don't give it to you here. Can you believe it? And I need a key lock, because mine got stuck and they had to cut it off. And if you could send me my PIN number to the credit union, because I can't get any cash. And I gave my last $5 to a collection for a guy whose wife just had a baby. Tell everyone I said hi. And I hope that Lakeisha has learned how to load the dishwasher and doesn't flood the kitchen anymore. That's it for now. Love, LaVena. Dear family, I guess I'll start by telling you about my trip. First of all, they put us in first class and gave everyone pillows and blankets. It was so great. But it was a really long flight and I couldn't sleep much. And when we finally landed in Iraq, we were all talking about how we still didn't feel like we were outside the United States. They have a PX store, an internet center, a Pizza Inn, a Subway, and a Burger King. I just see it as a way for them to make a profit off us and make us spend all our money. But I'm only spending my money on the necessary things. I'm learning a lot of new things, though. Last night, a couple of people taught me how to play spades. Now, I'm not saying I'm an expert or anything, but I was slowly getting it. Well, that's all really to tell for now, but I'll try to call in the next couple days. Ta-ta for now. LaVena. P.S. It is really hot here, but the nights are so beautiful. To my parents, we had to go through 3 long, hot days of training. Most of the time, we had to wear these very uncomfortable bulletproof vests and helmets. I'm surprised nobody passed out, even though we all felt like it most of the time. We had to get up at 3 o'clock in the morning, and we never had time to eat before we had to start running around. But we all lost our appetite because it was so hot. The tents we stayed in were okay, but a few people had to sleep on the floor because they didn't remember to bring their own cot. But that's what I did. Then I was so mad at myself for not having a camera when we rode by a couple of herds of camels. I didn't even know camels came in different colors. After the 3 days were up, I had a lot of minor injuries. I had a couple of burns on my face, Because when somebody is shooting next to you, the empty bullets hit you and they're so hot they burn your skin. Then I ended up banging my leg because the last day, me and this other guy were the unlucky ones who had to ride in the back of a 5-ton truck in the hot sun. All day we had to keep climbing up and down, and the heavy vest didn't make it any easier. But in the long run, I guess it wasn't that bad. Love you, LaVena. Dear family, last week I went to my first military church service. I went with this female sergeant who was talking to me about it. It's funny when I think that only at this service will you see a bunch of different uniforms and guns. The service was nice and people were really friendly. First, there was a small group of singing. Then they welcomed the visitors, and everyone greeted you with handshakes and hugs. And then the preacher started his sermon. It didn't last long, but I'm glad I went. 3 days ago, I spotted this black scorpion that was in our tent. Then yesterday, I spotted another scorpion, and a bunch of us got our cameras out to take pictures. Well, other than that, there's not much more to tell. And happy birthday, Dad. Try to relax on the day that your presence is celebrated. Even though I think you should be celebrated every day. Love, LaVena.